Continuing backstage from Rock on the Range 2018, Lou Brutus now with Matt Tuck of Bullet For My Valentine. How are you?
I'm very well, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing really good.
Awesome.
Since I last saw you when you were out with Avenged Sevenfold in Evansville, you have been very, very busy. And the run-up to this particular show, I think, was a little bit hectic for you. Would you not rather have a few down days to gather one's energy before something like Rock on the Range?
Ideally, yeah. But that's why they call it rock and roll. You know, you rock and you roll, and you just do it over and over until you can't do it no more. But it's all good, man. I'm feeling good spirits. It's been a great tour, and we're finishing on a high here at Rock on the Range. You know, so it'll be fun.
You were, I don't think, quite as crazed as you were when you were a younger man a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
How do you pace yourself when you're out here and stay healthy?
Just the basics, trying to eat well, trying to exercise, just look after yourself. You know, it's not hard, but, you know, we've had our fair share of kind of drunken nonsense in the early days, you know what I mean? We were kind of hard partying band and enjoyed life. But, you know, taking things a lot slower these days, just getting through the tours professionally and in one piece, you know?
Yeah, I felt a little bit bad for you guys, in a good way. Gravity is coming on June 29th, but you've been sitting on this for a while. You gave me some insight to the album like in January. It seems a rather long time to be sitting on a record, and I know you've been chomping on the bit to get it out. How has it been waiting?
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating, you know what I mean? We finished it in December. So the build-up for us is not anything unusual this length of time, 6 months or so. It's not that long for us, really, but it is the more frustrating part of the process of being in a band, you know, because for us now it's, you know, we've lived with it for a while, so we just want people to hear it. We just want to get out there. We want to play the new stuff and get people psyched up on it, you know, because it's a killer record.
You guys had made some changes to Bullet For My Valentine, and I'm wondering how everybody is gelling now that you've had some time out together.
Yeah, absolutely fine. It's the best version of Bullet has ever been. You know, we're such a tight live act now. We're all great friends, and you know, everyone's just in the same mindset and here for the right reasons. You know, we just want to play. We want to be together and play live music and write songs as long as we can. You know, it's happy days, man.
Over It was the first single. What can you tell me about that tune, and what has the reaction been since you got it out in front of people?
It's been great. You know, with any new song, you know, it takes a bit of time for people to kind of embed it into their musical kind of repertoire, you know. But yeah, you know, it takes a minute for people to get on board with stuff sometimes. But now it's been out there for like 6-7 weeks or so. The video's been out. We've been playing it live at every show we've been doing since then, and it's incredible. You know, the reaction today is, you know, you'll see it for yourself. It's just going to go off. You know, it's just got such an infectious groove, that song, that it's just hard to kind of not nod your head and jump up and down. You know, it's a good track.
New single on the way is
Letting You Go.
What can you tell us about it?
It's probably the most experimental track we've ever done musically. It's incorporating a lot of electronic production, which we've never really kind of indulged in before. But it's a killer track, man. It's just a song that is like 2018 written all over it. You know, it's just very contemporary, very modern, very catchy, very up to date. It's a big one.
And I think maybe more so than anything else on the record was what you were referring to earlier in the process when I saw you in January, that there are some new and different things coming from you guys.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we kind of made a decision to take this album in a bit more of a different contemporary kind of anthemic direction, rather than kind of displaying what we're capable of as musicians. You know, we've done 5 albums of that, and we just felt the time was right to do something a little bit differently, push ourselves creatively, push ourselves musically, and kind of focus on the songwriting aspect of it rather than everyone's individual chops, you know?
It is always a pleasure to see you, particularly at Rock on the Range, because this is one of the great days, or set of days, we have here in the States all year.
It is indeed, yeah, man. It's a pleasure to be back, you know. Hopefully Mother Nature will be kind and let us do our thing without too many interruptions. And yeah, like I said, it's a great way to end this little US run here on Rock on the Range. It's a kick-ass festival. It's a pleasure to be here, you know?
One last thing, I'm going to be over in London next month. Any travel tips for me?
Uber.
Say that again?
Just Uber yourself around.
That's what I do everywhere.
Yeah, it's easy. It's the more convenient way to travel around London, you know. You can do the tubes and stuff like that, but if you don't want to get stressed out and get your knickers in a twist, because it can be quite congested, you know. So
although the taxi cabs there are so iconic, it's fun to ride in.
No, they're iconic, and they are great. You know, their knowledge of the city is far superior than an Uber driver, I guess, you know. But you kind of pay for that experience as well.
There you have it, Matt Tuck, Bullet For My Valentine, backstage, Rock on the Range 2018.